So we already teased this my topic early in the show with the trivia, and of course, you look at the title of this episode, you'll know what we're talking about here. As I
Please
said,
tell me in the title of this, I did it for The Rock.
Yes, please.
we love
Please
it.
do.
I will do
Yeah,
Coda voted for it.
that.
agrees.
It's simple. The Rock debuted at WWF, WWE, 25 years ago this month at Survivor Series, and I guess more than else, nothing structured. This just some appreciation to the guy. He's obviously a top 5 all time superstar, arguably the biggest star in Hollywood right now. Um, Made a huge impact. So let's talk about memories. Talk about favorite matches. Let's talk about favorite promos. I mean, we can go down and list a lot of things here because The Rock has done a lot for this company.
Favorite promo is the one with Jericho, the night Jericho debuted.
Yeah, so great.
I'll always say that I loved the heel Hollywood Rock music.
Oh my God, Hollywood Rock when he came back and he did the stuff with he did the stuff with Hurricane Helms and everything.
Yes.
That was amazing.
That Toronto promo he did was actually awesome too. That's how Hollywood Rock.
Yes. No,
So-
Hollywood Rock did not.
Who cares? Crap.
It was amazing while it existed.
I've always been a fan of The Rock as a heel, no matter what. Like his first heel run, his heel run from '98.
When he first joined like the Nation and stuff.
But even a little bit after that too. Like when he started getting a lot more, support. You started hearing people.
His match that was the match was the fucking the I Quit match against Foley.
Yeah, those
Like,
are hard
that's-
to go back and watch.
Like that's when he became like the I don't give a fuck about anyone else. I'm going to be the most dickish heel in the fucking company, and I don't give a fuck.
Here's a question for you guys. Like, I'm not gonna say to take this in a different direction, but I feel like it's a little bit more deep than just like memories of The Rock.
I did it for The Rock.
Does The Rock become as big in pro wrestling as The Rock became without Stone Cold as his antagonist?
I don't think so. No.
Well,
No.
you have to remember his first antagonist was Triple H for the Intercontinental title.
No, before that he was already feuding with Austin. Remember, he feuded with Austin when Austin was injured with the IC title.
Yeah.
The Rock's the guy that they forced Austin to hand over the title to, and then they had a little bit of a feud.
I wouldn't call that a feud.
I mean, but their rise up is pretty tied together. And ironically, they also left at the same time too, more or less. Rock has come back since then. Austin never wrestled again. But their stories are pretty synonymous with each other in terms of their career trajectory. So
Right.
it always kind of just makes me wonder, in the same argument where you could say, would Hogan have mattered as much if you didn't have Hogan?
Here's a who?
Hogan, what? Would Hogan have mattered as much if he didn't have Piper?
No. Paul Orndorff. Fuck you.
Or Orndorff, obviously, or Orndorff.
Fuck off with all.
Definitely, no.
Like all the way off.
Rock Austin was the Hogan Orndorff of our generation.
I will walk away from this show right now. Fuck Paul Orndorff.
I missed the blue steel cage, by the way.
Yeah, of course. We all do. Everybody does.
Yeah. Got it.
Sorry.
What I will say here, obviously his feud with Mankind, the I Quit match, him winning the title at the Survivor Series.
That's still one of my favorite pay-per-views of all time.
To then lose it on the That'll Put Asses in the Seats episode of Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
Which did put asses in the seats. To halftime heat.
Yep.
Halftime heat was
Like,
fun.
That was awesome.
Austin was his superior dance partner, but I still feel like his best dance partner was and always will be Foley.
Does halftime heat still stand the test of time?
Yes.
Now,
Yes.
you know what I'm gonna say.
Yes, it doesn't matter. That was awesome.
All
We're
right.
gonna say this to make sure.
Does it still stand the test of time now that we lived through 14 months of halftime heat on every single wrestling show because there were no crowds whatsoever?
It stands out because of who the guys were that did that.
It stands out because we had no fans with a wrestling ring. They wrestled all throughout the empty building.
True.
It wasn't like they walked to an empty ring and had other members of the roster or other members
Also
of like
true.
whatever sitting there going
Yeah.
yay or boo,
Right.
like forcing us to yay or boo someone.
Right.
Literally, it was an empty arena with like people doing commentary. That was it. Like that.
Valid.
The Rock pushed Austin to another stratosphere, while Austin brought up The Rock to a another level. And obviously, the Mania 15 match and that rivalry from then and what we end up seeing, in the years to come, they were fantastic dance partner. So, promos. I mean, geez, where do you start? I mean, I can't. I mean, that was your life was fucking obviously. Fantastic. Obviously, the him and Foley. He's had some really, really great promos, dude. His heel run again. His first heel run from 98, 99, right before he turned face again. They had to face at some point because he was getting so much support.
No,
Was to me my favorite Rock. When he won the title in Survivor Series all the way through that era into Mania 15, I love that run of The Rock.
Yeah,
I'm a fan of the fanny pack era.
Oh God. Everybody's favorite fucking Halloween costume.
Yep.
The black turtleneck with the fucking fanny pack
and the mustache.
Jesus.
Have you watched Young Rock? That
I
show's hysterical.
I watched a couple episodes.
I need to watch it, dude.
I have the whole thing recorded on my.
Yeah, it's also on like Peacock or something.
It's on the cock.
Pretty fucking good, honestly.
Yeah. Where do you place The Rock all time? Is he Mount Rushmore? Is he? I mean, certainly top 10. I mean, no one's gonna argue top 10.
In terms of fame level, I think there's an argument for him being top 4, top 5. Are you not there?
I'm trying to play the.
Because here's my thing: as great as The Rock was, to me, he was more impactful to me as number 2 guy behind Austin.
I could sort of see that.
See, where your list, where I'm at, like you have to like.
If you're doing just WWF,
I watched
Flair.
That's what I'm saying. If it's just WWE, but if it's all of wrestling, I don't know these on the Mount Rushmore.
No. If it's all of wrestling, I agree. Although, I mean, like, it depends.
I can see him being in the fringe talk of like 5 through 7.
But it also then depends on what you're ranking here. Are you ranking in-ring ability? Are you ranking only promo ability? He's a top 4 promo of all time.
Yes,
100%. Top 4. He's our top 2.
Mount Rushmore is 4 people. Like, count. So, like, if you're talking promo ability, he's a top 4 guy. If you're talking in-ring ability, I don't know that he's even top 74, honestly.
No, he wasn't a great in-ring performer.
No. He could tell a story. He could put on a show. He knows if he had the right opponent, he could have an excellent match.
And for a guy who wasn't a wrestler,
right,
a technical wrestler, he could go out there and put on a fucking hour match.
Match. Yeah. That's it. Against the right opponent, like, I can watch The Rock and Chris Jericho's matches against each other from like 2000, 2001, 2002. I can watch those matches all day, every day. Mm-hmm. Those matches are 4 or 4.5 star matches, excellent matches, and all that. Him and Austin had some great matches.
They had some real shitters.
They also had some real shitters. Like, honestly, that's the funny thing. Like, when you think of Rock versus Austin, in my mind, there's one match that comes to mind.
17.
Mania 17, because that's in my head is the greatest match in WWE history.
That's also the supposed day that the Attitude Era died.
Yes, exactly. Agreed. But, like, honestly, other than their one match there, I've never heard anyone be like, oh, yeah, their WrestleMania 15 match was a 5-star classic. Like, most of their other matches are more about the personality.
There is one match that is still the greatest of all time in WrestleMania. Ernest.
What's up?
Greatest match WrestleMania history all time.
Steamboat Savage.
You see Savage? I mean, it's definitely top 2.
Sorry. I'm sorry. It's still like.
Greg, you ain't gonna.
And I'm sorry. I'm like old school like him, but I know that there's more than Savage.
Your logic.
And Hogan. I still think WrestleMania 3 was the greatest WrestleMania of all time.
It's a solid card, actually. That's a really solid card if you think about it.
I mean, just top to bottom.
Like, I'll take 17.
The payoff for the end was actually pretty cool. Like, Piper's retirement.
Are you coming over Thanksgiving night after you go to your mom's?
Yeah. There's no way I'm smashing anything at the Thanksgiving
no, because he's out. So we want to do a fun thing for the show.
We want you to be involved.
Where we all are going to pick a match and we're going to watch
it. See you, so okay. You're in.
All right.
Cool. All right, awesome. You're out.
All right.
He's in. Later, buddy.
Good night.
Bye, Max.
All right, so
The other one.
Real quick, I was gonna say, Joe, the reason why I won't ding The Rock on the whole top 74 wrestler is because the guy that many people have as a Mount Rushmore all time, and probably even top 2 or 3 all time, Mr. El Cherry Playa, is the top 3 24 wrestlers all time. So I'm not gonna ding The Rock on an in-ring thing because The Rock was better in ring than Hogan was.
here's my thing. My Mount Rushmore of all of professional wrestling: Austin, Sting, Hogan. I'd probably put Taker ahead of Rock, just from a longevity perspective.
It's actually a B.
So I mean, Rock's in the 6 to 7. Oh, also we got to remember Bruno Sammartino. Like you got to put those old guys in there because they were actually very important to the wrestling business.
Is Cena in there too?
Yes,
Orndorff.
Cena would definitely be in the conversation.
Orndorff?
Go fuck both yourselves. Fuck all. Jackson agrees. He wants both of you guys to fuck all day off.
No. If it's WWE history, I mean, it's hard not to keep out, keep out of the top 4, Mount Rushmore, because again, impact. That becomes an impact conversation, and Austin obviously is probably number 1.
But okay, wait. Here's a real question though, and again, to me, this is the point. I think we can discuss this, and then I'm good on this. But if you guys want to keep going with the Rock stuff, feel free. I'm okay with us continuing too. But here's because it's fun to talk about favorite promos, favorite matches, and we've done a little bit of that here. But I feel let's get down to the DP, the DP. I did say the DP.
You did.
I don't know why I was going to the
I was very, very concerned where you were going with this.
Let's
very
DP the Rock.
I was like, I'm out, buddy. I'm getting ready to back this chair up real quick.
Bless you. So
COVID.
here's my thing. Okay.
That's so mean.
If The Rock doesn't go on to become quite literally the biggest star in Hollywood, do we all still look back at him as being this top 4 all time? Does his fame post WWE kind of influence where we put him? Because if he leaves in when did he leave? 2004, 2005?
Good.
Yeah, essentially, other than coming back.
03, 04.
All right. So if he leaves in 03, 04,
Realistically.
if he leaves in 03 and 04, but doesn't go on to become this huge movie star, he just leaves. I don't even want to say John Cena route because John Cena is becoming a pretty big star now himself. But he leaves and makes some movies, but has more of a Hulk Hogan film career than The Rock film career. Does he still go on in a lot of our minds where we look back on it and say, "Oh man, he's the top 4 all-time talent," or has that influenced part of that?
Easy answer, no. Easy answer, because I was already saying this before all this. Easy answer. The Rock doesn't really influence that at all.
Well, here's my thing. If he does not leave when he does to go to Hollywood, he probably stays for another 4 or 5 years.
Possibly.
And he's probably still a part of the day-to-day touring thing. So he actually may go further up my list.
That's fair. That's a fair possibility.
I tend to try to keep what he's done outside of the ring. Obviously, yes, he's one of the most highest in-demand actors.
Literally the number 1 actor in Hollywood.
He has his own. He has his own, company now that he made $7 promotion. Something like that.
He has his own tequila.
Yeah, he had his own HBO special series, Ballers. That was fantastic.
Yes, he has a sitcom on NBC.
Yeah, so it's obviously the fame that he has because he sold himself, and that's the thing.
A brand.
And that's the thing. When you can sell yourself to that level and it makes you so desirable that people want you in everything that they do, that's bigger for Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson as a whole, as an individual.
Yeah.
But it doesn't change what he did in the ring or his importance to the ring or anything like that. Because at the end of the day, when he left after, 19?
Yeah.
After him and Austin had one more round, basically.
Yeah. He was come back at 20.
He's come back and done the stuff here and there, shit like that. But what I'm getting at is the day that died and he left to go become an actor, it wasn't like he was pulling in fucking 35,000 people from what he was doing as an actor to come watch wrestling. It wasn't like he was plugging in the interviews. hey, by the way, come watch me on Monday night on USA.
Right.
It didn't affect the wrestling business whenever he decided to go be Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, greatest actor of all time.
Right.
It was more like I was a wrestler. I was a really good professional wrestler, and I took the skills that I learned as a professional wrestler in my promos and my stunts and all that, and now I'm going to make a shit ton of money off of it by selling.
Let me tell you how great The Rock is. Dwayne Johnson is.
Go ahead.
So on my podcast back in September, Big Jim and my friend Kyle, we did a segment on Dwayne Johnson, whether or not we actually like his movies. Put it this way. I have little to no interest in his movie career. In the last 10 years, I think I've liked only one movie he's ever appeared in the last 10 years. Do you know what that movie is? The Rock. Dwayne Johnson.
Okay.
The only movie I've given a shit about The Rock what he's done is this one.
What can I say except you're welcome?
Okay, that's you. This man was literally in the last 4 Fast and Furious movies and got his own spin-off series. He's the biggest star on the planet in terms of movies.
So again, I acknowledge that he is. I've been saying all along. The fact that his brand, I can still be interested in The Rock, not giving a fuck about his movies. But his brand is incredible.
Yes.
He has built the best brand in the world right now as a star.
Yes.
He is more interesting outside of movies, and I'll dare say outside the ring, than the other way around.
Yes.
So to me, his movie career has never influenced how I looked at The Rock at all, because honestly I'm not interested in his movies. There's only one movie that appeared in the last 10 years I gave a crap about, and it was an animated movie, Moana. That's how good, but that's how great he is.
I personally think that there's a little bit of people looking back and being like, oh, he's become such a big star, and that's why he stays so prevalent in our minds when we're listing top 4, top 5. I could be wrong about that, but I think that there's something there, personally.
I mean, his career at WWE, it's a Mount Rushmore career in that company. Obviously, if we're talking pro wrestling, that's because of Ric Flair and other things of that nature. But within the company, he is on the Mount Rushmore. He's made a humongous impact. He's sold a lot of merchandise. People think of wrestling, casual fans. The Rock is one of the first 2 names coming in your mouth.
Yeah.
And discussion. I mean, again, his brand is better than his actual movie career, in my opinion. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I agree.
I can agree with that too.